He had the whole shebang.
In 1962, Lance Alworth exploded into orbit, and for 11 years, he never landed. Like a 60s hot rod, number 19 roared down pro football's drag strips, blazing by the competition with the top down and the radio blaring. Alworth was so fast that even if the game were two-hand touch, no one would have laid a mitt on him. But one thing he could not outrun were his own personal demons.
He was a guy that was driven for whatever reason, you know. Probably like all of us, stems from childhood somewhere.
My dad looked at me and, he said, well, you think you played pretty good, didn't you? I said, yes, sir. You know, Dad, I scored 2 touchdowns, and I did this and I did that. And he said, well, you've had a great night, but I want you to remember this. I said, no matter how good you are, there's always going to be somebody who could do a little bit better. And I went through my whole career looking for somebody like that, looking for somebody that was better than me, and to prove to him that I was that good.
Take a drive corner, Lance, or, coming in from a good wide position and starting right down that middle, and then breaking it off and taking it to the corner. You'll lose him, you'll lose him, you'll lose him.
Alworth was the standard bearer for the old AFL, a fast break league where point totals resembled NBA scoreboards.
First time he was 50, went cover 7. Second time he was 40, still went cover 7. I haven't seen any strong coverage yet.
There was no coverage strong enough to contain this bolt of Charger lightning. Alworth caught 542 passes for over 10,000 yards and scored 87 touchdowns. 17 times he gained over 150 yards receiving, and his 19-yard average per catch is the best of the top 20 receivers in NFL history.
The thing that made him an Hall of Famer was his heart. He gave everything he had, every minute that I ever saw. I played against him on a football field.
Inside Alworth beat the heart of a winner. He was a fierce competitor who never quit on a play or backed down from a challenge.
Fearless competitor. I mean, he didn't make him any difference. Well, you ran across the middle, or anywhere you ran him, he was going to go for that football. He had great intestinal fortitude.
They used to tell me I was like a gnat. These linebackers would say, you're just like a gnat. You can't hurt us, but you're always around.
He stuck his handsome face into ugly places, and defenders did their best to mess up his pretty boy looks.
You put 2 people on him to beat on him. Butch Bird beat on him. That's when we had the bump and run. Butch Bird to beat on him. You have a safety beat on him, and yet he comes around and he catches the ball. The guy was just phenomenal. He just had everything going for him.
I used to think Lance was blessed. You know, he was a great athlete, good-looking guy. He was earning a lot of money. Once we're coming back from New York, and we're on a plane, and there's just a tremendous thunderstorm. The plane is going this way and that way and this way and that way. And I remember actually thinking, well, I got nothing to worry about. Lance is on board. God's not going to kill him.
Lance Alworth possessed heavenly skills, but rarely has such a perfect player been blessed with such a perfect nickname.
Bambi. And it was a combination of not only the way he looked with his big brown eyes, but he could literally leap like a deer. Boing, boing, it was unbelievable.
Had uncanny ability to time his jump and take the ball away from people. Now, he was uncanny with it.
could run and jump like nobody's ever played this game, and a beautiful pair of hands that could catch anything thrown in his direction. Could just lay that ball up there and say, Lance, go get it.
Lance Alworth possessed a license to thrill, a license that not only granted spectacular plays, but gave respectability to an entire football league. For this, Alworth became the first AFL player to be inducted into the Hall of Fame.
And I got on the phone, and my dad was on there, and I said, Dad, your son just got voted, I couldn't get out. I couldn't finish it. And, I mean, it's emotional to me even right now. And I realized at that moment that all the things that I had done in professional football and college and all the athletic things that I had done, I'd been trying to prove to him that I was that good. Hey, Dad, I really am good.
Number 19, in his finest hour, Hall of Famer, Lance Alworth.